Introducing the Daniel H9.
America!
So some of you might be familiar with a firearm from a couple of years ago at SHOT Show called the Hudson H9. They're a company that I believe in 2014 or 2015 started developing this gun here, and they started fielding it or producing it in 2017. Unfortunately, for complications that I really don't remember or care to speak on, they quit producing it there in 2019. And there's a couple of them left out there in the market, a couple still circulating. You can find them every now and then, but what Daniel did is bought the rights to the Hudson, and here we have it reproduced as the Daniel H9. It is a striker-fired handgun, but kind of a hybrid. I wouldn't say necessarily like a 2011, but a hybrid between, you know, striker-fired guns and like 1911s for grip angle. So what you have on here is a lot of the common stuff that firearms are coming with these days. I believe they all come optics ready. The plates and everything are kind of like the Walther method, where like you would redeem a code for whatever optic you're using. So you redeem a plate after you buy it based on whatever optic you're going to use for it. It comes with 3 15-round magazines. I believe that they're proprietary. I'm not exactly certain, but yeah, 3 15-round magazines in the box, which is pretty rad. The sights are awesome. They're blacked out rear and green fiber optic in the front. The release, the controls on the sides are both ambidextrous, and the magazine release is on the right-handed shooter, or the left side of the weapon for a right-handed shooter. I think it's awesome. The main thing that you get out of this thing is like really low bore axis, right? So your hand rides super high and close to the axis of the bore, real nice and close to the axis of the bore. And it's kind of closer to a 1911 grip angle. The frame is aluminum, so it's a little bit heavier. And it's kind of a straight-lined grip angle in there. It took me a little bit of getting used to at first, but after me and the homies put a bunch of rounds through this thing, by the end of it, we were really digging it. So because you have that really low bore axis, the recoil impulse is extremely light. It was almost took some getting used to. This is kind of a counterweight here in the front, or at the very least, it's really heavy and bulky here in the front. And that mixed with, you know, how low the bore axis is and how close you are to the bore, it's very, very manageable, extremely fun to shoot fast. Aesthetically, I think it's kind of wild. I like it. It's a little bit out there, but I dig it. It kind of reminds me of like the Time Crisis gun at like an arcade or something like that. It looks kind of space age and futuristic. The rail right down here looks like it's gonna sit a little bit low, so flashlights look like they'd be hanging down a little low. We didn't get a flashlight on it or anything like that. I'd be interested to see what it looks like with like a Streamlight or a Surefire on there. I think the weirdest part about it, honestly, is the trigger. I don't know if we can zoom in here, but the like fulcrum of the trigger safety is at the bottom of the trigger, and it kind of forces you to, when you're pulling it, to kind of ride the trigger high, as high up as you possibly can, which I think as a fundamental is the way that you should be doing it. But regardless, the trigger pull is a little bit strange. The reset is extremely short and the take up is very light. So I mean, it's a good trigger pull as far as weights and everything go, but it is a little bit heavy. As far as fit and finish goes, it feels very solid. I don't have too many rounds. I've shot a Hudson once or twice. I don't have too much experience on them to contrast how that one feels, but the fit and finish is great. All the parts are real streamlined. We shot it a lot right out of the box, and it hasn't jammed on us or anything like that. It feels solid. If you were to ask me what this thing is supposed to compete with, I honestly don't know. It's like a weird hybrid of two different guns. And I wouldn't say it has any real like direct competition just because it's such a niche thing. I don't know about duty applications or anything like that, but I would say maybe Glock 19 or also maybe a commander size 1911 and 9mm. I don't know. It's kind of the hybrid of both. Definitely an interesting move on Daniel's part, them putting this thing out. I think it's a cool move. I think that the Hudson H9 or now the Daniel H9 is a gun that deserved the second chance that it got. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment on all those things down in the bottom. Let me know what you think about the gun, if you were a fan of the Hudson, if you think it deserved a second chance. Mr. Guns in Plano, Texas is a full-service gun range and retail store. We have online stores. If you're looking for an H9 or any other firearm, NFA accessory, or NFA, definitely look us up at mrguns.com. And be sure to keep your eyes out for more content. We're going to be putting a ton of YouTube videos out this year, so keep your eyes out.